Hi everyone. I wanted to come on today and talk about the main signs that you know if a woman has been mentally abused. I think this is very important to recognize, so it saves you a lot of frustration, and perhaps if you are able to recognize the signs, then perhaps you're able to relate to her or able to help her in some fashion. Okay, here we go. Mental abuse. First of all, I wanted to come on and tell you what mental abuse is. It's also known as psychological or emotional abuse, and it involves deliberately hurting someone. And the reason I say the signs of a woman being mentally abused is because I can't speak on the behalf of a man. I can just only speak on my behalf as a woman because I have been physically, mentally, emotionally, whatever, abused. And so I just wanted to come on and share that point of view with you. So it's someone who's deliberately been hurt and causing them emotional pain, trying to control or manipulate them through verbal and nonverbal communication. And so what does this look like? When you see somebody that has not maybe just one trait, but like a number of traits, this is what you want to look out for. Constantly on guard, or perhaps they're jumpy. I know for me, it's like, you're like, how can they be jumpy if it's just mental abuse, but not physical abuse? The reason why is because you've been told that you can be harmed in some fashion, or if you act a certain way that you can be harmed in that fashion. And so, that's how somebody can be jumpy. I remember for me, like when someone talked with their hands, at that point that I would back up because I wasn't sure if they were physically going to hit me, or I've been told so many times that I was going to get hit if I act this way, or if I said this, or if I looked up, or whatever the situation is. And also being on guard and constantly on guard could also look like as if, like, for example, for driving, maybe they don't just go to point A to point B to point C on whatever their daily routines are, but perhaps they go to, they take a left instead of a right and take the long way around, or take other shortcuts. And that's also being constantly on guard because you don't know. Sometimes I know for me, when I was mentally abused, that's also becomes a stalker because it's part of the control aspect of them. When you're being mentally abused, is that they want control over you. And so, like, if you're driving by yourself and then you're wondering, especially if you've escaped the situation, perhaps you won't just drive from point A to point B. You take a lot of different turns to make sure that you're not being followed, or that that you're in a safe environment, right? And so, I can't even talk today. It's just sharing from my own personal experiences. Okay, this is maybe you can also see, mind you, that's point 1. Now we're on to point 2. Maybe you can see that they have a problem with trusting people, and so that comes from a lot of betrayal. But also trusting is not only from betrayal, but it's because somebody said something to you and then you don't know whether they can, I don't know, they said something to you and it's just been lie after another. Or I know for me, I guess I don't know how to explain exactly trusting someone, because that can look so different for so many different people. But I know, like, when I got into a new relationship and you're like, okay, I have a hard time trusting somebody, so I will ask 1,000 questions so I can make sure whatever conversation or story they're even telling me, not saying a story like a fairy tale story, but like maybe they're just telling me how their day was, it's to that point that I don't even trust that, right? And so I asked, or people ask a lot of questions like, really, from what time to this, or when did you do that, or really, who did you say this, and what, so there's a lot of questions that go into it until they feel comfortable that you're being honest with them. So just be prepared for a lot of questioning. It's not, in due time that'll reside, but at the beginning, until they figure out there's people out there that they can trust, or there's a partner out there that they can trust. It's just going to take time, and it's also going to take a lot of time and patience from both people, right? Okay. And then constantly seeking approval and seeking positive words. And you're like, seeking approval, yeah, like, did I do good? Is this okay, or is that okay? And so those are some positive words, right? And because we've been beaten down so long and for so much, and there's a study out there, for so many, one bad word, it takes so many, like, I don't know if it's 10, 12, like it's a higher number of positive things to take away that one negative thing that somebody says. But if all you ever hear every day, day in, day out, moment after moment, everything you do is negative, could you imagine all the positive stuff that you're going to have to hear to cancel out all the negative stuff that you heard, right? And so, of course, seeking constant approval. And maybe you're like, wow, what do you want? A cookie? And it's like, well, absolutely. I want a cookie. I want a pat on the back. I want a kudos to me. I want it all, right? Okay. So that is very important, and that helps with the healing. And for the other partner or person or friend or whoever's around whoever's around the mentally abused, they can, I lost my train of thought. Whoever's around the mentally abused, they can help them, right? They can help them by helping them heal. And so being patient, being understanding of this, always giving them comfort or affirmations, and always giving them positive words of encouragement, whether it's, well, you look really nice today. I didn't say empty words, but good job, keep up the good work, keep up the good fight. I mean, just constant encouragement, or just even sometimes just us getting out of bed is a hard thing. So just keep that in mind, that our small steps matter to us, that people that have been mentally abused, because sometimes those tiny small steps that we do might seem nonsense to you, but it makes the whole world of change for us, right? So and those are our goals that we do, the small steps. So small steps do matter. And so once you recognize that from an outsider, you'll be able to help that person heal a lot quicker. Okay, then has a hard time making decisions, big or small. You're like, why would that be a mental abuse? Because mental abuse, in more cases than not, they have a tendency of wanting to control where they're at, control what they wear, control what they see, control what they watch, control who they talk to. Just a whole bunch of different kind of control aspects. I remember for me, like, being in control of how long I take a shower, being in control whether I go to work, being in control whether I can shut the door while using the bathroom, being in control of if I can even go check the mail, being in control of where I work, when I work, if I work. I mean, there's be in control of every single thing, who you talk to on the phone, whether you even are able to go to your family's home. I know that in my first marriage, is being in control of whether I even went to my mom's funeral, right? And so it goes, being in control of every single thing, and you're like, well, that's ridiculous. Someone can't really be in control of you. Yes, they can. They truly can. They truly can be in control of you, mentally and physically. And so we have a hard time making decisions on our own. And yes, I was able to go to my mom's funeral. I snuck out of the house, and yeah, I went to my mom's funeral. So, but needless to say, that's a different story for a different day. But so we have a hard time making decisions for ourselves, right? And then, so when our decision making when it's time for us to make decisions, we may be hesitant. We may find it hard to make decisions. The smallest things of even what we want to eat, or what we want to wear, or what side of the bed we want to sleep on. I mean, the smallest decisions that we make can be hard for us, right? And so the more decisions that we make and the success we find after that, or being okay with our decisions, the more we'll grow in due time. So you please be patient with that too. Okay. Okay, here we go. And so in a nutshell, those are the signs of being in a mentally, or recognizing a woman who is mentally abused or has been mentally abused. I'll go over them one more time. There's 4. Constantly on guard, hard to trust people, constantly seeking approval, and number 4, hard time making decisions. Because mental abuse can affect our self-esteem. It can affect our concentration, our stress levels, our anxiety, our ability to sleep, it can affect our moods. It even can affect our ability to function, just like I was saying, our everyday moves of getting out of bed, right? And so it can affect us in every which way. And so when you see a group of those signs together like that, then you know that there's definitely something wrong. Somebody has endured mental or emotional trauma before, and my suggestion to you is just be loving, be patient. If you're a friend or a loved one of that person, just be patient. Don't try to understand them. Just try to be positive in their life. They will eventually come out of their shell. And I didn't say it takes a week. I didn't say it takes months. It's taken years. I mean, years. It took me like 2 years just to lift my head up as I walk, right? It's taken me, I don't know, close to 4 years to stop flinching when someone moves their hands fast around me, or stop stepping aside, right? So it does take time, and it's a constant effort. So please be patient with the ones that have been mentally abused. All right, everyone, this is definitely a life account in growing pains, and thank you so much for watching. And I just can't make it without you on this channel. And if you know anybody that is being mentally abused, or just be kind, or if someone's wondering if someone has, share this video with them. There's a lot of different also resources I have out there for PTSD, for parenting, for the different resources out there, stepping out your own front door. There's different resources on shecouldbeyou.com that you could check out that are so beneficial for somebody who has been through trauma and abuse. All right, everyone, I will talk to you and see you on the next video.